It's not a tumor.
Say what again?
Go to the coast, we get together, have a few laughs.
Hey everyone, it's Paulie, and welcome to another episode of Rodgering, where I'm Paulie, and this is
Andy. How you going?
okay. So today we've got two great topics. The first was actually submitted by an audience member. So Andy, thanks for picking that up. And the question today is, they want us to talk about the 90s rave scene. So Andy, what can you tell us about the 90s rave scene?
Well, first of all, when it was mentioned, I was actually quite blown away. I was like, that's a really good idea. I can't believe I haven't even thought of that myself. It was a huge thing, like in the 90s for us in high school, like because in high school you're really cliquey. Like I went to an all boys school, as you know, so like you've got cliques, you've got the jocks, and then you've got the nerds. You've got it's very cliquey high school. But the rave scene seemed to just eliminate all of that. It just seemed to bring everyone together, and there were no aggressive, tough macho-ness, behaviors at raves. Like everyone just wore glow sticks, chups, and listened to awesome music, and they danced. And dancing's embarrassing, but they danced and they chatted and they met people. So I thought it was a great topic. So, I mean, what about yourself? Have you got any experience with
Well, I was outside the rave
yourself?
scene. I was outside the rave scene, had friends inside it, but there are a couple of things that I noted that were similar. The fashion. So at the time, baggy pants were in for the group.
Yeah, it was comfortable. It wasn't formal. They went there just to be comfortable. It wasn't all about fashion and how cool you looked,
Well, it was comfortable, yeah. Like go in a nightclub, you'd dress up. You'd wear fitted pants, polished shoes, nice long sleeve top, all black preferably, gold hanging out on the front. But then, like, to see them wearing baggy pants and like comfortable sneakers, I thought it was
a white T-shirt that's yellow and
I thought it was awesome.
It was just brilliant,
And of course, being invited to one or two events, it was clear, you don't feel threatened. A great atmosphere, happy people, made some great friends.
Yeah, myself personally, I had a lot of friends like yourself that were involved with it. That shall remain nameless. I was invited along, and I felt the same thing yourself. As a musician, the music was, for me, it was different because it was dance music. And this was a whole new genre that started, like happy hardcore and like, this whole type of techno type of music really started like coming out. And,
now it's mainstream.
It's mainstream now. And it literally, it was the beginning of a genre. So it brought people together because it was new. They shared the same love for this new style of music. And I don't know about you, but it was the first time I saw a sunrise as an adult without sleeping,
I remember there were some very covert ways that these events were, promoted, and the web was still very early then. So SMS, you'd message or you'd call someone, I've heard all sorts of stories. So yeah. A lot of fun memories from the time.
Yeah, see, look, what I liked, like I said, we were talking about earlier, is that it just brought other people together from different schools. Like, obviously, if you went to an all-boys school and then you went there, like you said, there was no aggression. You could sit down, you could talk to the girls, and the girls wouldn't feel threatened. You wouldn't, be feeling like, because, guys were obviously nervous.
You don't have to go in with 10 guys just to feel safe. That's
exactly.
Yeah, we'd roll in 10 deep because we knew if
and
alone,
you
that's
just
it.
Dance.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move quickly on to the next topic because we're going to keep this episode short. And this one was picked by me, and that is which is the best capital city and why? Straight away, I'm going to have to say Sydney.
Really?
My hometown. I love it. It's a city that never sleeps. It's the big older brother to the art student Melbourne of a city. I know this is going to be a divisive topic, but I love Sydney to the core, good and bad.
Yeah.
Andy, you go.
Look, I'm Sydney born and bred, as you know. So I know Sydney, and I was a pizza delivery guy for like, almost 10 years, just all through extra work and cash and stuff. And so I know all of Sydney. And look, I could probably because I lived there my whole life, and then I moved to Queensland, and I realized that hey, there's a part of Australia where people are just relaxed and they're not uptight all the
It's
time.
not 24/7,
You know, it's
365,
not
go, go, go.
24/7. Go. However, you are right. It is a city that never sleeps. It is almost like the Australian New York. You know, it is
It's all about business and finance.
It's all like there's the whole white collar district.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then there's but then you got Melbourne. Like think about Melbourne. Melbourne's like the art.
Oh, it's a cultural hub of Australia.
Center of Australia, exactly.
And
yeah.
As New South Welshman, I'm jealous that they get all the sporting events. You know, it's there's that rivalry. And state of origin, we're against the Queenslanders. So, but so what's your capital city? Just to finalise.
My capital city is Brisbane.
Brisbane, okay.
Well,
that's your favourite?
No, that's not my choice. Oh, you mean my choice?
Yeah. What's your choice?
What's my choice? Look, it's hard to say. I would have to agree with you with Sydney, but I haven't been to Melbourne enough to say it's better than Sydney. That Sydney's better than Melbourne.
Oh, sorry. I'm just being straight up ignorant about it.
Let me say that
Melbourne
again. Okay.
may have better public transport. It may have better restaurants. It may have better cultural things. But just as a loyal Sydney guy, I'm sticking up for my hometown.
Yeah, see, as a loyal Sydney guy, I'm sticking up for my hometown too. I don't know enough about Melbourne, but I also love that city. I think it's beautiful. And I also love Perth. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous city, even though it's the most isolated city in the world.
On the planet. On the planet. So we're going to close up this episode, and we're going to ask once again all of our audience members, if you have a topic that you'd like Andy and us to discuss, drop it below in the comments. Make sure you give Laugh of Our Lifetimes a like, a follow, reshare this podcast. Give me a follow too, and we'll see you all for the next episode. Peace out.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for watching, and catch you next time.
It's not a tumor.
Say what again?
Mother the coast, we get together, have a few laughs.